Hello, friends, viewers, and well-wishers. It's such a delight to be back amongst you all. Tonight, from 7 p.m., I will be resuming my journey, my connect with you by bringing you the hard facts on News 18, CNN News 18. That's your destination for the hard facts. I am, of course, Rahul Shivshankar. We have known each other in different avatars, and I have always brought you the hard facts to keep you informed so that you make the right choices, the right decisions, and you come away with the right perspective on news events. Now, many of you have been sending in questions, and I want to really go straight to them and take some of them. Some of you are asking what this news show will be all about. Well, the fact is, and I'm emphasizing it, the fact is that news today has become a game to be played for views. And that's the unfortunate aspect of it. So anyone who has a camera, who has something to say, gets on to either social media or any other platform and starts giving their perspective, their facts on news. What this means is that there's a lot of unverified data floating around, which makes it very difficult for viewers to actually cut through this mountain of information to decipher which one is fact-based and which one is actually completely either rhetorical or, viewers, that is not substantiable. So what you have out there is a lot of misinformed, confused people. And that really spoils the quality of our exchanges, the quality of our dialogues and our debates. The idea here is to ensure that every detail that goes onto the show between 7 and 8 is verified, is checked for facts, and that any explanation that is given, any word that is used by me, your anchor, is at some level corroborated by verifiable information, accurate information. So that's really the stress. Let me give you a very easy example. When you wake up in the mornings, when you open your phone, you have several WhatsApp messages that come your way. Some of them are expositions, some of them are exposés, threads. They contain all sorts of details purporting to be the actual fact about a particular story. Now, they're sent to you by unverifiable sources. You can't hold them accountable. None of these people have any oversight. They're not responsible to any larger organization like I am. As a result of which, you don't know whether you're reading something that is actually accurate and will lead you to the right conclusion. When you come to a structured news show like mine on a legacy media platform, you know that the news you're getting is backed by a whole organization that prides itself in setting a particular benchmark and standard. So you're going to get information that is verified, that you can actually use, you can quote to analyze news events or tell your friends or other relatives what the story is very, very accurately. So that's really one of the aspects, very strong aspects of this show. And obviously it's going to focus on the big stories of the day because those are the ones inevitably that are talked about a lot more. Will you see the same Rahul? Many of you are asking, will you see the same Rahul or will there be a surprise in the way I'm going to sort of be? Well, look, I have always prided in being able to take a position on a news story. I'm not scared of taking a position because I know that my arguments are based on hard facts. So you're going to get an opinionated Rahul. You're not going to get a combative Rahul. You're not going to get some sort of a crazy assertive Rahul that's going to go out there and basically lobotomize any of the panelists there. I'm going to stay calm, focused on the facts so that all of us are better informed and we actually have a dialogue with the panelists, and sometimes even with you. I'll take your questions, I'll take you live, and it'll be great interacting with all of you. And also, of course, you can post your feedback. We are going to come up with an email ID very soon where you can post your feedback. You can even ask for topics that you want discussed on this particular show, and I'll definitely accommodate your requests. Let's have a look at this other very interesting question. With the country's youth getting detached from news, how do you aim to make your show appealing to the younger audience? I don't think anyone's getting detached from the news. I think what people are getting detached from is non-verifiable news. People are very, very upset about the fact that today any Joe Blow comes up with a news show or with some sort of a podcast, gives you information that actually is not based on any truth, any fact, and it's easily sort of dismembered out there by more discerning people, and you end up looking a little foolish for believing the people who told you or sold you that lemon or told you that particular bit of news. So I think anyone, as someone said to me, a friend of mine once said to me in a previous place that I worked in, that facts have fans. So if you give facts, a lot of people, whether they're young, old, will come to the show. They will become fans of the show. That's what my aim is. That's how I also plan to basically connect with a younger audience, because you can come there and you can learn a lot. You can use that knowledge, maybe even in exams, etc., which will all help you. What vision, someone has asked me, what vision do you have as you start a new journey with a new channel? Well, as I told you, fact-based news, bringing fact back into the mainstream. A lot of television shows out there are very rhetorical. There's a lot of argument, a lot of hot fuss going on, people shouting over each other, some of them basically not even addressing the central issue. There's a lot of whataboutery, there's a lot of goalposts that are constantly being changed. So I am planning to bring the focus back to the news, to hard fact-driven news and arguments, so that, as I'm saying, we can all be a lot better informed about what is actually happening out there. Is the Indian media really unbiased? How will you ensure the facts you put out are indisputable? Is there some fact-finding team you have, or how? This is a very, very good question. Well, the Indian media echoes the democracy that we live in. As a country right now, we are going through a very polarized time. There are many people who have different views, and there are many different people who come to news channels so that they can actually confirm some of their biases. So the Indian media today, and you have a whole spectrum of various thoughts, strands of opinion, which veer from the extreme left to the extreme right. I think the Indian media does a fantastic job of echoing everything. And believe it or not, there's a lot more democracy. So sometimes on one platform, you have different anchors who speak from different perspectives. There are different channels who speak from different perspectives. So basically what you get is a panoply of views originating in different perspectives, enriching really the environment. And I think a healthy democracy is where all views of all kinds are expressed. Of course, there have to be some limits, and those limits are not set by me, they're set by the law. So if you're within the law, the confines of the law, you're okay, and you'll definitely get a huge basket of views. Hopefully some of them will be credible or based on credible facts. And coming back to that, credible facts, how the facts are indisputable. We have a huge team. If I could just turn this camera around at some point, I'll show you the number of people we have who are working on a particular show on just the hard facts. There are about 8 or 9 people working. There's a research team. They all go into the facts. We sit down, we correlate them to even sometimes what information has been put out by politicians, so that we can actually call out politicians and their political spokespersons when they are on the show and say, look, your politician said this, but these are the facts, explain yourself. So there's a whole team. And of course, beyond that, there is one very important layer, which is oversight. So we have the ENBA that looks at us, self-regulatory organism. There's also, of course, out there, the government, the PIB. You can all complain about shows to the PIB. They'll send you a notice. You have to answer to somebody. We're not fly-by-night operators. We're not YouTubers. We're a news channel which has anchors that are brought on to represent that particular news channel, and it is incumbent upon those anchors to live up to the legacy of the news channel, the brand sensitivities of that news channel and to ensure that what you're putting out there is verified. So we have a very deep, as I told you, process. Will you be venturing outside your studio as well to get the facts from ground zero? Well, as and when the occasion presents itself, big news stories happen. We always do try to go as close to the ground to get the facts. But remember that the network that you're going to watch me on, the channel that you're going to watch me on, is a huge number of journalists, reporters, video journalists who are out there bringing you news from the front lines. So there is no filter except for the filter that we apply here in the back end to ensure that what we are putting out is verified. The visuals that we are putting out are verified. So all of that sort of is being done. Another question that has been prompted is what all issues will you be focusing on through your news show? Well, the issues that matter to you, the public. So the issues that are intrinsic to your welfare, issues that can have an impact on your lives, all of those will be covered here by me on the Hard Facts. That's really the overview. Catch the show tonight live, of course, at 7 p.m. And we're going to be looking at two massive news stories that have broken over the last few days, and in fact, the one that is broken today that can have major implications on the future of our democracy and also on the outcome of the 2024 elections. So wait for the Hard Facts. Wait for these big stories to hit tonight at 7 p.m. And I'm hoping to be there and hoping to be accountable to you. Thank you very much.